It's the podcast on a Monday. Why?
Podcast is on a Monday because I am having surgery tomorrow, and we were talking about consistency and how dare I preach it unless I practice it.
And she's boisterous today.
She is boisterous. I have to have a good attitude, otherwise I'll have a bad attitude. Someone's like, is it one of those fun elective surgeries? And I was like, no, this one will be against my will.
Those fun elective surgeries are fun until you get out of surgery. And you're like, that wasn't very fun.
So we're coming to you on a Monday, so you can have your podcast for the week. Don't hear complaining in the group.
They don't care about the podcast. I want the $3 transfer sheet. But what transfer sheet did I make? Oh, you know what's so funny with the transfers?
What?
Hold on, let me cue the intro music. You know what's so funny with the transfers? This lady was very nice, and she said, hey, like I don't take requests for the transfers, but if you request it, I try to put it on. And it's just an icon, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, do you have any Stanley Cups in the transfers? And I was like, no, but I mean, the way she wrote it was so nice. So I was like, you know what? I got a little bit of time on my hands. Stanley Cup, I got it. It's yours. So I tell her, hey, log in to the $2 Transfer Club. If you guys don't know what the Transfer Club is, it's every transfer sheet I've ever made for $2. Not $2 each, $2 for all. So really, it's like 10 cents each.
Even less than that.
Yeah. And I think by the Vendy Blendy, we'll have 100 transfer sheets.
Yeah.
Anyways, so she goes in and to download it, super stoked that she didn't have to do it herself. And she's like, I am so sorry. Clearly, there's two definitions of Stanley Cup. I was thinking hockey.
The
game.
hockey.
Yeah, so I made this trophy with a big cup at the top. And she was like, no, like basic B water bottle. So I gave the water bottle transfer because they're bougie ghosts.
Yeah, I've seen them. They have like the little satchel thing.
Yeah, and they have a Stanley water bottle. So if you're in the Sugar Cookie Marketing group right now, you can check the pin post and get that Stanley water bottle.
Nice.
And if you're in the $2 Transfer Club, you can get the Stanley Hockey Cup.
You can get both.
So what were we talking about?
Welcome to the Baking It Down podcast. Hi there, someone's tuning in for the first time. What can they expect?
This is a podcast that's an extension of the group on Facebook called, really ingenious name here, Sugar Cookie Marketing Group.
You know, as much as I want to hate the way we named it, it was a perfect name.
Exact match. So the danger about exact match names is they're generic. So you could say, let's say somebody with the last name, like Beverly, then she could be Beverly Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, like because it's an exact match. It's the same like kitchen remodeler.
All the Beverlys are planning to riot against.
There goes my name. There goes my great idea. But yeah, so in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group on Facebook, there's about 43,000 people. We get to see a lot of the issues and questions and comments around marketing sugar cookies.
Yeah, plus trends, which would
Lots
be the
of
Stanley Cup.
Apparently, bougie Stanley Cup is trending. A lot of people are really liking that ghost because it's so simple to do the ghost, and then you just add the transfer.
Anything that is white colors, that is what I mean. Except for, I don't know, Stanley Cup transfer sheet would, in my mind, be a little difficult.
Would it?
I don't know.
What if you made the handle not isolated and you just put a white blob so the handle's still like a solid piece? Like she made pink ones.
I want to see what, I'll have to look up what she did. I know some people were making them cuties.
Right. Anyways, so the group on Facebook, this is the audible version of their problems.
Yeah. Yes.
Which brings us to today's topic.
We had a great topic in the Cookie College Facebook group.
What is the Cookie College?
The Cookie College is a monthly membership made to grow your business, whether you're just starting out or you're
made and paid, so don't go searching for it without signing up. I'll have to delete your request.
But in the Cookie College group, we can delve into the questions a little bit more deeply than we can in the main group. But the question was, I'll just paraphrase it really. This local baker, she's one of the higher priced bakers in her area. And she said, what can I do to help other bakers charge more? So one, I'm not the most expensive, but two, they're also charging their worth. At the end of the day, you cannot dictate what someone charges in their business. You'll have hobby bakers who don't need the income. They're just doing this for fun, and they'll always be super inexpensive.
Yeah, I wasn't reading on my own accord. It was the college class I took, so I was reading it against my will, much like Corey surgery. And it was the customer benefits package. What can you present to the customer that your competition isn't doing? And I think we can take notes from one of the big pie guys. Better pizza, better ingredients, Papa John's.
Also, me and Heather went to Neiman Marcus.
I'm broke.
Neiman Marcus on Friday to deliver a corporate order. The people there were dressed to impress.
Yeah, the shoe store there. Oh, I feel like the shoe store there.
Yeah, I know. Neiman
Where you try on them shoes. The shoe store there, full of luxury brands, Chanel and Prada.
Yeah, $1,000 shoes.
Yeah. The guy, they still have like kind of where, before DSW just absolutely just decimated shoe trying on. They still have the guy that comes and brings you the size and puts it on your foot. Yeah. Weird, right? But okay. But he was dressed in a suit.
A 3-piece suit with
it
a
had
little
to have
kerchief.
Been thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
A suit. So while you could order those shoes online, you could also go to Neiman Marcus, try on your size, try different sizes, walk around in them, have a man in a 3-piece $1,000 suit help you, coach you, get the right size for you. So the shoe could be bought in either place, and it was still an expensive shoe. And likely the prices are similar, but you end up going to Neiman Marcus, rich people.
For the experience.
So they didn't compete on price. There wasn't running a sale or anything. I don't think Neiman Marcus knows the word sale. But instead, they competed on the customer benefits package. So what we wanted to talk about today, and this is actually kind of extrapolated from a book called Atomic Habits, is increasing everything by 1%, which sounds like nothing. 1% is so small.
It seems so small and minuscule, but 1% across 30 different avenues is a lot.
That's 30%. So if you increased your customer benefits package by 1% in packaging, by 1% in ingredients, by 1% in communication, by 1% in social media, copy, ease of ordering, photography.
Let's delve into those a little bit deeper and create examples for each one of those so people can kind of take it tangibly away.
I think naturally people are going to default to big things, but 1% is a small thing.
It's a small thing.
And Corey had a great example. Lunch today. We are a day early for that reason. It's done. My mom spotted us. We could have just had lunch together.
They probably were just eating it.
It was a town center. It wasn't one restaurant where we were just
sitting across the way.
But Corey's like, even your email signature can be an experience 1% better than your competitors. And the way you can do that is custom email signatures or email signatures that have all of your information readily available to people. I know typically we think of email signatures as -- Heather, but you could do, and we use an app called Stamp, but there's other apps that you can download and use that. You can make your custom one for free and stuff, but that can provide somebody all the information they need to reach out to you.
Okay, so like I don't have a website because Heather's dragging her feet on making one, but I do have a custom domain, and with a custom domain is a custom email address, and I pay $6 a month for it. But I don't have a website to go. But instead of emailing it at, Mixing Bowl Cookie Company at gmail.com,
which
it's not necessarily
it functions, but that 1% would be hello at mixingbowlcookiecompany.com.
And what it does is create just that 1% difference. Like I feel just a tinge bit more confident ordering from this person because of the professionality that is that a word? Professional.
I like it. Let's go with it.
Professionality that comes from these little tiny things.
Professionality
ability.
That's a great example. So what Corey is doing, instead of competing on price, which is a decrease, she's competing on something that is an increase. When you want to compete on price, it's a race to the bottom, and that bottom is $0, right? There is a bottom of competing on price. I guess you could work on the negatives if you want to be a charity.
I'm paying you to take these.
But when we don't want to compete on price, and I don't want to compete on price because you end up working for free, then you compete on the increasing of everything. Yeah. So to compete, because a lot of people are like, well, they're charging less to me. What can I say to them? Nothing. Don't say anything. Go focus on how you can be 1% better. So we got the email signature, the type of email, the copy in your email. Sometimes I get emails.
Heather loves a good, bold, bulleted list.
You know what bolding is for me? That's all. I need you to read this. The rest of the stuff is supporting.
I will say, it is. It is eye capturing.
As long as you read this bold statement, everything that's not bolded supports it and provides additional information. But the only thing I need you to take away is the bolded statement. I love me some bulleted icons that kind of just bulleted lists that kind of
guide you, like firm up, catch your attention.
So imagine, we don't know what your client's doing, nor do we care, but we're going to increase our email by 1%. We're going to have a bold, this is what you need to read, and then we're going to have, just to review your order details, here's the time, date, design, cost, and how many are in there. Ruth Ann and I, she loves fast food in a way I've never seen somebody love fast food. But she likes to go to Taco Bell and Chick-fil-A. Polar opposites.
Yeah.
Right? So we went to Taco Bell, and she went, this is her order: chips and cheese, soft taco, meat and cheese. Yep.
Oh, wow. know.
Yeah, it's the
The
same
basics.
thing.
The four
Hold
basic
anything
food groups.
Give me the same. Give me the stuff at the bottom of the barrel. So we go in, and for some reason, because that order is so basic, it usually gets messed up with the chips and cheese.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to call it queso, and I don't know if they're the same or not. But if I say queso, she's no cheese.
She must think queso has the jalapenos.
Maybe
in
it
there.
does, and I'm not one to argue with an 84-year-old. Also, my voice is squeaky, so nobody can hear it anyways. So when we pull up, I order the thing, but every time I say chips and cheese, they're like, and, okay, whatever. But when we go there, then we pay. There's no point at which, and there's no screen at this Taco Bell, so you can't review your order. There's no point at which I know that they know what I said. And then we get the order, and then there was no meat and cheese thing. So I had to pull off to the side and go back in, and they were like, but we gave it to you. No, they actually given us 2 tacos, 0 chips and queso, but then she gave us a whole order twice.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But at Chick-fil-A, if you pay attention to it, and the Chick-fil-A here is very crowded, so there's people standing outside. So there's one person that stands outside, takes your order, and repeats it back to you. Then there's a person who takes your money and repeats your order back to you. And then there's a person at the window that repeats your order back to you.
Chick-fil-A got it on lock.
And it's just and they're considerably more expensive than Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But my order is never wrong. They messed up Ruth Ann's order.
Both fast food.
Yeah. And the thing is, instead of Chick-fil-A saying, well, let's be cheaper than Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A said, how can we be better than Taco Bell?
Yeah, we'll hire more people because we have this higher price tag, and we'll have them repeat it to you 52 times before you make it.
They're so funny. In the drive-thru, Gams go so often that I now know the people. Not that they know me, but my pleasure must be a big thing at Chick-fil-A. Not at Taco Bell. It's not their pleasure.
They're like, this is your pleasure.
Go away. So there's this new kid started taking the money. I guess it's I'm assuming you were graduated up to being the money kid. But he's like so ingrained with the whole workflow. He always says my pleasure before I say anything. So he'd be like, here's your card, my pleasure. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you. So it just shows you how that Chick-fil-A said, no, we'll continue raising our prices exponentially, but we will make the entire experience better for you.
Another thing with email that catches my eye, and I love it because I always ask you to give me the ability to do your little icon, when you end up in someone's inbox. I love to see my little logo there.
You can put a GIF there.
Of moving? Yeah, I've seen people do it.
That's talking about attention. Right? Something Corey and I like to do a 1% a little better. I like to put an emoji of a cookie.
Heather does love in the subject line.
Yeah, it always helps people really see, okay, that's from the twins.
Yeah.
I mean, like for Corey's cookie business and the sugar cookie classes.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh yeah.
For the Wednesday newsletter, there's always an emoji in the subject line.
Just something to make it pop while it's sitting in there.
Yeah. So little things that you can do that are 1% better. Back to the email thing, that bulleted list is you being Chick-fil-A and repeating their order back to them. You'll catch a lot more issues that way when somebody's like, that's not what I said.
I will also say, if you're charging more, you can afford to take fewer orders, which gives you that time to be able to give them the amount of responses that equal that high end. So where I feel like I have your attention, I'm not one of a bazillion numbers of the orders you have going out. Like you're saying, hey, Corey, can't wait for the blah, blah theme.
And that comes to communication, which you can, I know we're saying challenge you at 1% better, but there's a lot you can do to make communication just absolutely stellar. In project management, it's called a communication schedule. And if I worked with a company that set a communication schedule with me and abided by it, the hook, line, and sinker, that's all I'd want. When I sent my car to that shop, they said, we will contact you every Monday.
Yeah.
They never did.
And then that turned out to be a bad
I didn't ask you to call me. But now imagine the cookier, and I know you do this. Hey, thank you so much. Here's a workflow of what your order will look like. You'll hear from me again on this day, and then make sure you hear from you again on that day. And that communication style, again, bolding, formatting, adding additional information, making sure that everything's understood. I know when we do the cookie class kits, people are like, well, this is a lot of information for your event description. Do people even read this? No. But the people who want to read it like to know it's there just in case.
Yeah, there's just something about it like, okay, I paid a lot of money for this little ticket. I want information.
Yeah. Let's take for a comparison as an example. If I had a cookie class, it's on Saturday at 11. That was my event description. Or my competitor says that really long here, FAQ, commonly asked questions, things you'll get, things to know, what you'll learn. DIY kits, how to freeze them at home. That's what our event description has. Which one do you think is a more valuable class just based on the length of copy?
Right. It just feels like a better experience.
Right. So again, back to these 1% changes. So now let's go to packaging. And I know people are like, that's so expensive. If you're charging more, and this is why it's so important that you're not competing on price. We need the money to invest back into the business to grow.
You can't go broke
Yeah.
doing your
BRP
experience.
box shop doesn't exist to you if you're not charging enough. But if you, I know that BRP box shop has come up with these DIY kits for these boxes for Halloween.
Okay, yeah.
Smaller than the
Yeah, I
ones we
think so,
accidentally
yeah.
bought that were the size of our bodies.
Yeah.
A little coffin downstairs. But that, okay, we can have a plain white DIY kit. It does what it's supposed to. It puts stuff in it.
You can buy them in bulk. They're nice.
Or you can invest in these themed Halloween DIY kits with the paneling. I think it has a spider on it or something.
Yeah, it has a little decal.
Yes. How cute. What a 1% increase. Same functionality as the white box, but it adds just a little bit more competitiveness.
It's setting you apart from that competitor who isn't charging as much as you. One, they can't afford that box because they aren't charging enough.
So again, we are not going to tell them to raise their prices because then they can make enough to compete with you. But we're also not going to compete with them on prices. Instead, we're going to look back at what we can do better.
Yeah.
Something we can also move to is ingredients. I know that meringue powder is quite the subject.
Yeah, I mean, my recipe can have vanilla bean paste or you can omit it. Vanilla bean paste is
hard to omit.
Omit, yeah. But it does make it taste better. The cookie's softer because there's more liquid ingredients in it. And that is what I use to sell things. When people are like, I would like different flavors. I'm like, actually, I have the best flavor for you.
But, okay, let's say, that analysis paralysis, I wouldn't introduce 50 flavors and expect that to go over well. But if your competitor's only doing vanilla, somebody could compete with Corey by offering chocolate or pumpkin.
Yes.
And that's a 1% increase instead of racing to the bottom.
Yeah. Heather got me custom boxes made.
They were not cheap.
They were not cheap.
I was going to see if I can ask this company to join the Vendy Blending. It still will not be cheap, but it will be 20% cheaper.
Yeah. But custom boxes do set you apart.
You know who sent us the cake pops the other day? Amy? Was the shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember the name of the shop? There's something dots in it because it was super cute. Because I remember the branding had all these dots. Corey's looking it up. But it was so funny. Corey gets this box. It has custom tape. And in the box, it has this pamphlet. Turns out her husband is a graphic designer, so it makes sense.
Daisy Pops, Cake Pops.
Okay, and it was so cute. The branding, because, was it Daisy Pops? It's all throughout the box.
Yeah, it was well branded.
And my first question to Corey is that a one-man show or is that a company?
I know. She's a company.
Yeah, but she was like, my husband works in graphic design and branding, and he came up with it, and it just made it seem like, whoa, that is some serious cake poppage.
Yeah, it looked great.
Yeah, it was really well branded. So when you think about it, she's increased almost trust because it looks so official.
Yeah.
It looks so put together instead of rather, I'm going to compete on price. So we weren't able to do the custom tape.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Other things you can do on packaging. I know, Corey, we did the custom boxes, which were a little expensive. We did custom tissue paper. I'd recommend just stamping tissue paper.
Yeah. But time is money.
Time is money. Yeah, there's a fine line for this. But you can do the 1% increases.
Yeah.
So something you do is take your Eddie and print off the thank you cookie now.
Yes.
And it introduces Eddie as an option to these people.
Absolutely.
Right. What else can we compete on at 1%?
1%.
I'm going to say the front yard. If you do cookie pickups at home, and I see a lot of you invest in these cute little signs.
Yeah.
This lady posted in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. I know it's still in there if you can find it. But her husband was like a woodworker of sorts. So they had this patio, and he made a sign that says cookie pickup, but it can swivel back into the patio so you can't see it all the time. So she only swivels it out when she has pickups.
Yeah, I always will, I don't have a covered porch, but I do have a few steps up to the door. I will dust that off.
You got a green thumb. You said, I'm going to make this grass grow.
I did make the grass grow. Yeah.
And then you got a little flag that says cookies here or something.
It does. And I make sure that the plants on the porch are alive. Fed. They're not dead.
We wouldn't be like, I bake with love, but I don't plant with love.
Yeah. I also do clean the window. I have a storm door, which is fully glass, and I will wipe that down before someone gets there.
Smart. Just a small 1% increase. Yeah. You don't have to remodel your house or buy a new house. Just clean up what you got.
I turn on all the lights. Wow. I think a well-lit place is inviting.
I think homey.
Yeah.
So I'm like, homey. And I think you have scented candles on the bottom floor.
I have my Pura and a scented candle. The Pura is right by the door. It's got gingerbread plugged in there.
Right. Just kind of that whole, and doesn't Hershey Park, or is it Disney that pipes some smell through that makes us want to spend money? Genius, because olfactory senses.
I do clean up the foyer so there's nothing out. If someone's coming to pick up.
And the room that they can see, you don't even let anything.
I don't let anything in there. And I do put the dog away. Not everyone's a dog person. I love my dog. I know people are like, if you don't love my dog, you aren't getting my cookies. And I totally get that. But my dog is a lot.
He's
Like
short.
he wants to sniff everything.
He's just very interesting.
Yeah.
But those are just putting your dog away, no cost. Time investment, sure, but not a cost to you, but a small 1% increase. Again, we're competing on everything but price, and we're putting blinders on with our competition. How can we increase what we have by 1%?
Yeah.
So you can do ingredients, you can do packaging, can do communication, you can do branding. A huge one, and I know we kind of pound this one on the ground, is photography.
Yeah.
Because that is... for them to even get your email or for them to even show up at your house,
They've
that
seen
photography
something.
had already
Yeah.
had to sell
Uh-huh.
it. So how do you increase photography? That could be investments or that could be learning. At the end of the day, you can buy machines that compensate for your lack of knowledge. And that's where I exist. You know, that bamboo printer, he's fixing a lot of these own problems. But you don't have to spend the money if you invest in the knowledge base. So a lot of people can make an iPhone work just like a DSLR camera if they're willing to really learn the settings. Or if you have disposable income, you can invest in the cameras and they don't have to spend so much time learning.
Yeah.
That said, so if we're not trying to spend a lot of money, but we are trying to increase our customer benefits package, you can create your own white box, your own backer, and you can find that natural light. That one's free.
Yeah.
It's the sun. And then you can use that iPhone, which has really phenomenal photography capabilities these days. And then you can use post-processing apps that are free, like CapCut or InShot or something.
Yeah. Or Lightroom. The mobile
Lightroom is
version.
free, right? So when people are like, well, you know, I can't buy the expensive camera, then spend the time. If you can't spend the money, spend the time.
Yeah.
And you can close that gap between somebody who can afford the camera but can't invest the time. Like
another way is we know video is king now. A lot of people like to go live, especially on TikTok. My number one thing, and at the end of the day, run your business however you want. I want to see that where you're making my cookies, the area is clean. So make sure that you clean up the area around you. You know, when you're working with icing, you have the tip of the icing bag will get crusty and then it comes off the bag and then you're just surrounded by little crusty icings.
Mm-hmm.
Like wipe it down ever so often. Have good lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Make me feel confident in you and your workspace so it feels that, oh, that's where my extra money went to.
I like edible arrangements.
Yeah, you do.
And when I look at them on the website, I'm like, wow, that's so cute. But when I peer into the back of the edible arrangements, are you pledging? No sound. When I look into the back of the edible arrangement store, I'm like, oh, that's a lot less cute than the website.
Mm-hmm.
The edible arrangement is cute and I enjoy eating it. However, that's not what they sold to me because they didn't need me to see where it was actually made. It was all like stainless steel, ugly kitchen stuff. But that's not what I bought and that's not what I cared about. I cared about the photography that sold me the initial thing.
Yeah, I like to use, if I'm doing the white box, you know, Heather, the box, I know I said Heather got me custom boxes. She only got custom boxes big enough to hold a dozen. Great. People order more than a dozen usually.
No, that's flying blind. You do not like measuring things. I asked you, is this a good size? And you're like, yeah. I swear you just held your hands up an indiscriminate distance from each other and said, yes, this is a foot.
Yeah, buddy.
Hold up a foot.
Yeah, that's probably a foot.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Quickly.
You can talk while I get the measuring.
I can't move. I'm going to change my distance. For those who don't know, I'm holding my hands up.
Okay. Did you move your hands?
No, I did not.
That's 15 inches. I said a quarter. Listen, if you want me to print you a cookie cutter, if you want me to make you an Eddie PNG file, I want a ruler in your hand. And I went, so she's like, I'll be better about submitting my request. Then I get a request. Can you print this? Exclamation point. I would love it. I said, I didn't want you to be nicer to me.
I was like 3.5. What do you want me to do?
3.5. Which side?
Whatever the common side is.
No one on
Etsy says which side.
And
when
you
I
all
order.
are complaining about their size.
No, most of them always come in at 3.5.
I even printed Corey a ruler to know.
Yeah,
what
and it's
size.
got a diagonal thing. So I was like, yes, it's this diagonally. And Heather's like, diagonal doesn't work in this.
Yeah, no.
Why does your ruler have a diagonal side?
Show you. This is all I need to know. That you think a foot is 15 inches.
That I would love you to hold your hand up.
I'm not. I don't even. That's why I have the laser measure. I know I can't do it. What else can we increase by 1%?
The copy in your post.
Very great. A lot of time. Let's see. Walls of text.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can't decipher more than a giant text wall.
It's either walls of text or not enough info.
Absolutely. So there's a fine line. Again, nothing is black and white, 1 or 0, on and off. It's usually all gray and in the middle. But your copy can provide too much information, and it's a wall of text, no line breaks, no
hard to digest.
Yeah, what do you want from us here?
Like I'm searching for a price, and you said message me to hear what it cost you.
Yeah, is this a pre-sale, a pop-up, a class? Or it can be too short. Like, really like doing this? Like, okay. Great. What a waste of, you got into my feed and you wasted it on, I liked doing this
But
set.
sometimes when you have too many orders coming in.
Listen, they're money bags. The rest of us need to work for it. When we were at Neiman Marcus, we had to end up going to the upstairs, which was even more desolate because it was triple the expense. And I said to Corey, I'm just going to walk up to a random shirt. A shirt. I don't know anything, the brands. I don't even know. I wasn't allowed to read the names.
Yeah.
I said, I'm just going to turn the price tag over and just see what we're dealing with here. So I walk up to the first shirt, right? And it's like this chiffon thing that if you had a snag, if you had a cat, you would not be.
So you automatically have to wear something in addition to it.
I think you just pad yourself with money.
Yeah.
The shirt was $2,295. The shirt, the one shirt. Corey and I were like, this is so expensive, it's not even fun anymore.
I feel like Loss and Prevention was staring at us in the cameras, being like,
cannot
these
afford.
girls are out
escort
of
them
their
out immediately.
elements.
Yeah, it's so funny. Back to corporate orders, and Corey wanted to spend a podcast talking about corporate orders. The shoe cookies were $630, right?
Yeah.
That was the order. I don't know how many dozens it was. But Corey's like, can you print me a cutter of the boot or something? So I look it up to find Stuart Weitzman boots, right? And the one boot was $650.
I know.
One sale of a boot
Would
surpassed
cover
all the cookies.
all the time and all the costs.
That's why corporate orders are so crazy, because they're not trying to impress their friends with $100.
They are trying to get food.
If they sold
in
one
people,
boot
they would have paid for it
and made more. Because
And
you did
I will
$630.
say, it was the ugliest cookie I've ever made.
I even said maybe you should just post it and say I did it.
But I said at the end of the day, that is what this lady ordered, and that is what she got, and she.
It had to have been really easy to do.
There was airbrushing involved, which I don't like it.
Those are ugly.
It was a white cookie. Corporate orders? I was thinking corporate orders are where I'm at in my life.
Corey wants to be a corporate girl. That's what she left Stuart Wise. That's what she left Neiman Marcus saying. I'm a corporate girl.
I have another corporate order this week, and then that one next week for the Neiman Marcus again.
Ew.
Listen.
What else can you do to increase by 1% at Neiman Marcus?
I would say making sure that your Facebook profile, which a lot of people discover you on there, is up to date. So is your cover photo something from like March Madness?
I always get stuck in March.
Things get busy after March. Yeah. Making sure the information's built out in your About section, that your links are linking. It's not to a dead link, something you haven't checked in a while.
A lot. Same with your website. You can do 404 checkers to see which links have gone dead.
Oh, smart. Yeah. I also build out my Google My Business.
And update it.
And I update
1%, very small investment.
Yeah. But I added to it. You can add a menu on there. If corporate orders on there.
Okay.
With Eddie printed right there up front.
That's a great idea. So these are, again, very small things. You don't have to do all of them. You can just post. If you post one time more times, then you already posting to Google My Business. That is an increase in the right direction.
Yeah.
Rather than a decrease in price. Again, the opposite of decreasing on price is increasing everything else. Absolutely. So that you're a better experience. Now I got to think in terms of the customer. How did you acquire the customer? You can increase that 1% as well. And a lot of it is through these community groups. And I know Corey's kind of dialed it in through testing. I know exactly what you do. You'll post it and then you'll put in the comments a bunch of other, that looks like your post was popular, but it was you.
It was me.
And in the comments are pictures of other bakes that you do. They're kind of covering the gamut of what you want to sell.
And then for folks who really want a game, if you comment back to everyone except for one person, you can jump back to the latest activity if you comment and respond to that last person the next day.
She's talking about group filters. Yeah. The groups, I don't know if you guys know this, the admin of a group can set how you see posts, either newest post, newest activity, or popular post.
Yeah.
But you can override that as your own personal site. So a lot of people do the default, but if the default, which I think is newest activity in groups, Corey's saying that if you leave one comment orphaned without a response in a couple days, go reply to it, it'll push you back in newest activity.
To the top. So most people have it defaulted to there, so then you get a little bit more bang for the buck. So like, that group will only let you post on Saturday, but everyone's posting on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. I'll leave that little one comment for tomorrow when nobody's
she'll
posting.
End up in the feeds on a Tuesday where nobody else is allowed to sell, not violating any rules, but using the algorithm.
Responding.
So now when you post, I know Corey runs a group and they have a sales Saturday. You have to use a hashtag. What would you include in that post to set yourself 1% up higher than the other people posting that day? I know, really great photo.
Oh, I always do one photo versus like a collage. So it's really big.
Yeah.
And you can really, really see it. I will always tag my business page at the top.
That way it's clickable.
Yes.
We don't want to put that at the bottom.
I don't want to put it at the bottom.
So it's called truncation. That's the fancy internet word. But when a social profile or a website or an email subject line gets cut off, that's called truncation. It's truncated. When you put your information, your call to action too low, it's truncated. They have to click an additional button, see more, to see that.
So there's 2 actions versus 1 action.
Right.
If I have it at the top, they can just click that and follow.
Yes.
If I have it under the see more, they have to click see more and then. So you're really making them work for it.
Right.
Which is okay.
Then I know you're kind of not too long, not too short on the copy, but you include emojis and you include humor.
And I also, if I baked for someone local,
Smart.
I will forego my ego
you.
post and I will tag theirs.
So I think something you've done recently that has led to more of these corporate orders is by tagging businesses you've worked with and saying, I was very excited, and then drawing eyes to that business rather than, hey, this is what I baked for them. So Corey, I think you did like a skin rejuvenation clinic or something. And you were like, hey, I really had fun. This just opened up. It's an Aquan, great parking. Instead of saying mixing bowl, mixing bowl, mixing bowl.
I know. Because at the end of the day, you're going to see the cookies and you're going to be like, okay, mixing bowl cookies.
But look, Corey not only tooted her own horn there, but she also drove traffic to another business. And that's what corporate people are like, well, if I hire this girl, not only will I get great cookies, but I also might get a post in a community group. Like, it's a marketing investment at that point.
Yeah, which we will say that for our corporate
girlies.
Corporate girly
podcast
topic. Another thing that you can do, I make sure that what I post on my personal page and what I post on my Instagram are squeaky clean. Like, I'm not going to lambast a customer on a post on my Instagram because bakers follow me and they might like it and relate to it.
I'm going to say, a lot of you guys friend me, and I accept them friend requests, and I see what you post on your personal page, and I think, woof. Can't wait to see your post back in the sugar cookie marketing group, wondering why you have no sales.
Yeah. Because
the things, and you might, well, that's just me, Heather. I'm allowed to be myself. No, not technically. You're allowed to be yourself, but you're also not allowed to ask where your sales went. You can. So what Corey and I do, not every thought needs to be posted to social media. So what we kind of do is like, hey, post stuff that's either about you, but humorous, but don't post controversial things. Don't post political things. Don't post things that cause contention amongst your audience if you're also going to turn around and tag your business page.
Yeah.
That's not something that we want to mix together. Same in a community group. If you want to lambast a company, go ahead, but don't turn around and say, and I make cookies for companies.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that'll be a 1% decrease.
I did see there was this Pilates place that I made cookies for, and I was like, oh, let me just go check out their page real quick. They had a bad review, and it was another local business. So it's like, yeah, I hate that they send a bazillion emails. Like, what's crazy? But now I'm like, okay, I will never work with that lady.
Yeah, with the bad review. Another way that I think you can easily increase 1% and kind of edge out the competition without being direct is ease of payment. I see people saying, well, I only want to accept Venmo because I don't want to pay taxes or I don't want to get the 1099 report. Okay, cool. You're making it difficult on your audience, so you're actually shrinking your sales, your leads funnel. People who open up the option to pay in more ways. I know that this one's controversial, and I actually don't think it should be. I think it's Square has included the option to include Afterpay, but the Afterpay fee is 6%.
Yeah.
And I was talking to this in the Cookie College, and I said I would rather 94% dollars than 0%. Mm-hmm. So yeah, while Afterpay is more expensive, if your number's a lot for a 20% profit margin and it's taking 4 or 6%, you're still making money by giving that as an option. And now your audience who may be living paycheck to paycheck can buy something from you. And you don't have to play, was it called debt collector? The Afterpay will pay debt collector.
What is another way? We've hit some of the majors, I know. I know a lot of people did not like the one where you said don't post your true self online.
You can post whatever you want.
I know. A lot of
may not be eating tomorrow, but you can post.
I love my pets, love them. But you're not going to catch my cat on a table and a photo anywhere on my profiles. And it's just because you want to portray and hopefully be that just, a little bit above.
But that's my animal and I love my animals.
And I love mine too.
Here's a crazy thing. I have a pet snake, but I don't post about it because a lot of people say, oh, I have a fear of snakes.
Yeah.
And I think like, oh, well, that's my snake. You don't have to be my friend on Facebook. But at the end of the day, does it cause a rift between me and that person?
Right.
Is that relationship with that person exceed my desire to show you what
my
Felicia's
cat
up
sitting
to?
next to your cookies is not always the best photo.
And I think they're funny, but the paw print is a rough one. I'd never post it.
To take out of people's mind. I even almost hate when my cats come to the door
Your
to see what
cats are
I'm doing
addicted
outside.
to people.
They're addicted to seeing what I'm doing.
Stalkers.
Yeah, like today, a lady, I met her outside. Of course, the other cat, I had one watching a video on a phone. My dog was watching Hoarders on the television, but the Rue came down to the door, and she was like, "Oh, your cat's a little fat." I said, we were still she's a little old. We're living our best days.
Murdoch. But yeah, that's just something to be cognizant of.
If you want to portray that higher end feel, that's what you're going to have to do.
Neiman Marcus didn't have to make that man wear a 3-piece suit. They did not. He
No.
could have worn sweats. I guess he couldn't have. But if he had, we would have been like, what do you even care?
Yeah, like you don't
right.
you don't match the vibe here.
Right. Like how can my one shoe apparently cost more than your entire outfit? But no, his outfit looked like it was the cost of 10 Stuart Weitzman shoes, I guess. But that was that whole but his true self is a guy in sweats, maybe. But so you're not letting him be his true self. No, he's trying to earn this money.
He's making a paycheck.
Yeah.
He can put the sweats on after.
You know, a beautiful thing that Facebook allows you to do is now create multiple profiles within one. And maybe one of those profiles can be, I love politics and I love pet hair. And the other one can be like, I like cookies and money. That's something to consider. So even Facebook knows that, hey, you can kind of need to separate out these personas that you portray online if you want to keep it kind of a safe funnel for yourself. Another lady had posted in the group and she had, I think it was a Wednesday win, and she's like, oh, I checked my leads and I'm 90% recurring leads. That's
awesome.
And that's such a strong lead funnel because 90% is a lot stronger than most people could ever get. But imagine the people buying from her are buying from her because they already bought from her. That's how comfortable they feel.
Yeah.
When you want to look back to see if you have good client retention, see how many people call you back. If that number is extremely low, there's something that you're not 1%ing on.
Am I not 1%ing?
Have they come back?
Some of them.
Rube. You got to get rid of Rube.
Sorry, Rube.
Rube murder.
Oh, that is true. I mean, but there's so many few things that you can do. You don't have to go all the way out and spend $1 bazillion.
No. If anything, of the list that we made, put packaging expenses at the end. See what you can increase for $0 before you invest. And
I would
packaging
say
can be
a website. A well-designed website can speak volumes.
Because that incorporates a lot. That incorporates ease of payment, and copy, photography, branding.
It can be professional. Like a lot of people like to do the Our Story. Yeah. That needs to be take that off the main page
and put that on a tab called About Us.
But your website can be your main source of leads, and that's what we always say a website needs to be. Your number one salesperson.
Yeah, because it works 24/7. Yeah. And this website's up even when you're not.
Sometimes when I buy from vendors like supplies, their websites will throw me for a loopage.
Hey, Vendy Blendies are looking at you, buddy.
I will be like, where?
I'll be honest, there's some gaps in our own website, and I know there are because of the questions I get from people saying, you know what's, I don't have any control over this, it annoys me. Because we sell memberships, but Podia wants us to sell products, it says this product is closed. The product is closed. You can't buy the product, but you can buy the membership that includes the product. So I know people come to me like, oh man, I guess I missed the window.
Yeah.
No,
how many people that didn't come to you?
The window is open. Walk through the window. So yeah, that's only people who message me. Yeah. So imagine how many people click away. Now at the end of the day, I can only request Podia, disable that button. But there's not much more I can do. But I know I'm losing sales for that.
Absolutely.
So then Corey and I will have to increase something else by 2%. And that's communication on how these packages work.
Not close.
Please buy. If you're listening to this and you think it's closed, it's not.
It's not.
Please message me if you need me to help you. I'll be happy to. I think, you know what I saw? This new feature that rolled out on Facebook. I saw it in the Padman's group, but then I saw it in our group. They're now pinning any featured posts as unread by you. So like if you're a user and you go to the group, at least on desktop, it'll be like, here's the announcements you missed.
Oh, like announcements. Mm-hmm. And they're not announcements?
They are. They're all like posts you made that my profile hadn't clicked on yet. And it had saved them at the top saying, hey, these are the group you're in. Here's the announcements they made that you have not looked at yet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because people had requested saying like, hey, my announcement is more important than a post.
Yeah.
because you're managing
Yeah.
the group. Can we get more importance?
That's true,
shown
because
to
it would be like pinned and then it would be shrunkled over.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
you'd be like, no one ever goes.
Yeah, so they're almost useless. And then people are like, I don't know what I'm doing here. So they're trying to put more importance in that. But telling you, and I know you have to invest a lot, but these community groups are great ways to increase by 1%. If not anything, I think it'd be an increase by 10% to manage a community group that adds value.
Thanks.
Yeah, Corey does it. And she said, I asked her the other day, could you make that community group you started your number one and only lead source? And Corey said, yeah, I think I could convert that entire group to be the only source of leads I need.
I had a lady who drove, she was in my area, moved to Manassas, and said, I had always been planning to buy from you. So I made the 40-minute drive. What was that?
Closer to the mic, buddy. I'm playing a DJ here.
That's the first time you touched
I
it.
have to import this, and then I have to tinker with it so much because you are constant. Your head bobbing.
No, the seat is so.
I don't care. Sit on the floor. So what did the lady drive down?
She drove down from Manassas. She was like, I always wanted to order from you, but then we moved to Manassas and left Lake Ridge. But I was like, I still need to order these cookies from this lady.
Here's a 1% thing. Gina Marie Burke had taught a live on pop-ups. Great. It was very informative. But it's something interesting that she did that increased her 1% was that she had pop-ups in 2 locations on the same day. How did she do that? She had a neighbor that she bribed with cookies open up her garage on one side of town, and then Gina did it on this side of town. Nice. And you could get both of these products in a location that was most convenient to you.
Yeah, and she paid the lady by giving her the leftovers.
Genius. And so the
I
lady's
don't know. She's like, whatever you don't tell, you can
keep.
keep. And the lady's like, oh, all empty.
There's nothing left. So that was another way to increase. So pop-ups, yeah, okay, great. You may stick the whole landing, but she increased it by 1% by letting the exact same marketing work in 2 different ways in 2 different locations. So the goal of today's podcast, the tip, is to audit how you audit your processes and how can you increase it by just 1%, not even by 10%, not by 5%, just 1% across 30 different avenues. That's a 30% increase in the customer.
Your clients will feel that. Yeah. You might be like, man, I dusted the front porch. That doesn't feel like a lot.
No.
But in the end, if you add up all the things,
emailing consistently, reminding them, being the best, having custom cutters, like that stuff, that 1% difference will make a huge impact on how many leads you're actually losing to your clients.
I know.
Your customers.
My thing that I've been able to do is I will stay up late to take an extra order to squeeze them in. Because a lot of these people wait to the last minute and they get turned away a lot. Like
you charge a rush fee?
If I could do it, I could do it. Highest amount.
Yeah.
It's like in the price. But they always say yeah. And that's how I've been able to also grow is by accommodating people that wait to the last second.
There's 1%.
And they can't be picky on the design because you waited to the last minute.
Another 1% is more offerings. So
True.
Corey will say, I teach cookie classes as well. And at the classes, we say, would you like to buy a DIY kit as well?
Cake pops. Cake bombs.
I think that people with kids, as I look at you all, I think your lives are just spent like, how can I entertain this human for now? Until
for the next 18
it's not
years.
Entertained again, then I have to entertain with something else.
Yes.
And the entertainment can never be the same. They're not satisfied with, they need different entertainment.
Always.
And it's expensive entertainment.
Yep. My son will always be like, do you feel like we should go out to eat tonight?
No.
Now I've been doing this thing. We will go out to eat once. And I said, if we go out to eat tonight, you are not allowed to ask to go out to eat for the rest of the week.
That poor girl, that man will marry.
She better like eating out. She better like the Olive Garden.
Archer is just like you.
I know.
You're an addict to eating out.
And
it's not even new places, lest you guys think she's high maintenance. No, it's the same exact place.
There's something about not cleaning up a kitchen.
Over and over again.
And having a Diet Coke.
And she's not walking through the menu and taste testing. It's the same exact food. Over and over.
I'm sure there's some
Remember when I told you about the Thai place and you're like, no.
Yeah.
I want a pizza.
I know.
And
I was even thinking, like, I went to the sushi place. I said I would never have discovered how to have their made me.
Yeah, I dragged Corey kicking and screaming. She says, better have easy parking. I don't want to talk to anybody. Which sushi place?
Sushi Jen.
Yes, that was a good one.
Yes, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, so I dragged Corey because eventually you have too much of the salad at Olive Garden.
I know. What other place? The Siam Bistro I would never have gotten.
You love Siam Bistro.
I love Siam Bistro. There's some wacko ones you've taken me to that
some
I
are hit and miss. But Well, we tried. I didn't think you liked the sushi place we went to in Fair Oaks.
I don't necessarily like it. Like, if I had to choose, I would choose Sushi Jin over it.
Yeah, Sushi Jin so far.
That weird place that had the plants growing, remember? And it had steak fries.
There's,
Yeah,
I still like that. But that, you got to love hole in the walls.
That was a hole in the wall.
They only speak Spanish there. And I don't know 2 words, but we were able to communicate because I was so consistent.
Yeah.
And he like, same. Thank you.
They had plants growing through
that place has been there
ceiling
forever.
Tiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to broaden your Olive Garden horizons.
We went
Olive
to
Garden
Qdoba
wow.
yesterday.
Did you try Chipotle next? Great.
Me and Archie will
Have you ever heard of IHOP? Okay, let's move on to the Vendy Blendy.
I'm going to close this. I am sweating.
I know, man.
Sweating.
Here. Can you tell us what the Vendy Blendy is?
Hold on.
Corey is just blabbing about
Why
this.
is this not working?
Because you're not standing up and you have no leverage on the...
Because I'm so close to the microphone.
Man, you were supposed to have a good attitude today. You were just making so much noise.
What is happening? Oh,
you're going the wrong way. Okay, the Vendy Blendy is November 24th, 2023. It's a one-day only event. It's a shopping event. All you have to do is be on Facebook. It costs you nothing. It costs the Vendy Blendies everything. Just kidding. They actually pay $150 towards a pot of money that we use to purchase giant giveaways.
You're buying pot?
Yeah. Oh, we're going to have to say this is exclusive. So anyways, get your weed on. No. So we're giving away 2 carbon bamboo printers. They're $1,500 each, and they are worth every penny.
Yeah,
they're worth every penny, especially when it's the Vendy's pennies.
I know.
And not yours. And then we also are doing an extra giveaway, but I've been sworn to secrecy.
Sworn to secrecy.
So the Vendy Blendy, right now we have 38 Vendys. Working on a few
38.
more. Everyone's doing a great job.
Even if we ended at 38 right now,
still the most successful vendor event.
And great vendors. Great.
Yeah, there is nothing you could want that is not being sold. I'm working on a printing company, and then I'm going to try to get Corey's box company, but that's still going to be expensive.
Yeah. Did he email you back? I saw you said, here's the people that would buy
didn't. I said, listen, what do you want from me?
It is holidays. Did you send it today?
Come on, people. But tell us, what will you be buying from
Oh,
the
my
Vendy
goodness.
Blendy?
Are we going to go through the list?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, we should go through the list.
Well, we just had a couple new vendors sign up over the weekend. Jennifer Harris is returning for her 2nd year, and she's Bees Baked Art Supplies. You'll remember her from last year. Lots of supplies.
I just bought a supply from her outside of the Vendy Blendy. This was before she signed up. But you know how like you have to use Everclear and when you add it to your
I need
gold?
to use Everclear as well sometimes.
But sometimes you have to use Everclear and it's hard. You don't want to pour the whole thing because then you have to add so much gold, dust and things to it. But she had a glass squeezy bottle.
Genius.
Yeah, so I could just add a little dropper.
Oh, that's so nice.
A little dropper of it.
Well, that'll be on sale for 20%. Come the Vendy Blendy,
Snaggle
the
that.
Tasty Tin. So this is Tembi. So funny. She is in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. Does not bake cookies.
She does not bake.
But she makes these spice mixes that are delicious. I didn't order a lot last year in the Vendy Blendy because I'm not the baking twin, but I did order that. If you like a little bit of spice, a little bit of garlic powder, this stuff you can put on popcorn, you can put on...
We put it on our burgers. It was delish.
Yeah, great idea. So she actually just signed up, but the fun thing is she came out with shaker bottals, like salt and pepper
nice.
type bottles, so you can just shake it.
Oh yeah,
because
she had before it was like you open it up, you can like take a teaspoon.
I want to say that Tembi, I think I call her Temberton. I don't know if she knows I call her that. She has really elevated packaging. So it's these glass bottles with these nice labels with these wooden lids. Makes for a really great gift. And then you can buy refillable pouches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, she signed up over the weekend. Excited for that. And then more decor. I think I mentioned her on the last podcast, but she signed up. Then we have Rose Fink Thomas, Sweet Labels Shop, adorable lady.
Nice.
We have the Sweetest Tears, that stencil that everyone loves.
She did more than just the stencils.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she has the organization for the for your stencils. Like, so you have the binder with separation in there. Like, you can get little binder separators.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I love anything that's good storage and organization.
I know.
Add me at hello. Whisk Confections, that she's coming back from last year. Love it. She's teaching classes. My Two Cookies, new this year. And she's teaching classes as well, decorating classes. Then have Cookie Cutters by Nori. Only buy the Heather cookie cutter. It looks like a candy.
By
it's
the Corey
amazing.
cookie. I made my last set mostly using the Corey platter.
Really? Which one?
The airplane one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Platters are great when you don't want to spend money on a custom
Plaques are great.
Plaques are great.
Platters are great too. But
You don't
plaques
do
are
a lot of
better.
platters, though.
there's so many cookies. I was like, even like, how can I
you
make
know,
50 of something?
Because I was looking at a file I had made for you of a pie cutter.
Yeah.
If the cutter shops made the pie pieces fatter, you could get down to 4 cookies. True. Yeah, so it's the cutter shops are making kind of narrow.
But they're doing it because if you wanted to bring something to like a Thanksgiving dinner.
And then you could charge more. But if the cutter companies made the pie
my mind just can't get behind doing 8 feathers of a turkey, you know?
Yeah, that is rough. And then you got stacked and it's naked otherwise. Then we have Boutique Stamps and Gifts. That is the stamp company that Corey loves. She pulled that one in for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Then we have Cute Cookie Kits. She's coming back from last year, Lauren Smith.
Yeah.
Love
She's
that.
on Etsy. I've been adding stuff to my shop.
So somebody asked me that question. Can they add, for the people who sell on Etsy, could they add it to cart now and it still be there?
They said yes.
Isn't Etsy running a sale today?
Etsy's running a sale. $10 off your order of $40 using code YES10. So YES10.
I heard from these people that sign up for the Bendy Blendy that Etsy's discount codes are not case sensitive because it forces them to be all capitalized.
Oh, interesting.
Lara, Sweet Bite app. Now that's the organization app.
Yes.
This is her first year. Last year we had a different organization app. Now we got a new one.
This is a cutter organization app.
The Cookie-ery.
Cookie-ery.
Is it
Cookie-ery?
Cookie-ery. Now everyone from Canada absolutely was stoked that the Cookie-ery signed up.
Yeah.
Because
she has backers. She has, what do they call it? They call it, toppers. That's the other one.
Back top
runners. And a ton of cutters.
Oh, great. Then the Pink Piggy, and that was what did I tell you? Oh, yeah, that was the subscription boxes, cutters, everything we want there.
Nice.
T-shirts that weren't even bakery themed, so you can kind of spread your wings a little bit there. Marley's Monsters. Now, that was the reusable.
Yes.
And I thought it was so cute. If you guys want to check that out, it's marleysmonsters.com. Really cute stuff. Definitely get eyes on it because you don't realize how cute it is.
You're saying monsters?
Monsters. What do you think I'm saying?
I know you're mumbling a little bit.
What did you think it said?
Marley Monsters.
Beads by Bella. She's 11. We're all going to come out in droves and support her. Did you get the box from her?
Did.
Great. We have Equinox Pastry Supply. Name is Supply. That is what she sells. She's back this year. Hannah Garnier. With homemade heartfelt. I sent her your address.
Nice.
I'm so curious what
Cannot wait.
Bambi Bentley with Lolly Bees Custom Cutters. This might even be her 3rd year, and I almost think it is.
I think so.
We have Miss Melissa Clark with Miss Cookie Packaging. This will be her 1st year. I know a lot of folks
Stand-up pouches, advent calendars, backers, toppers, tags, and pre-tied bows.
Then we have more supply shop. I think this is the time to really dig in on supplies because you're going to need them throughout the year.
Yeah.
And I would say if you could work now on auditing what you have, what you need more of.
I've been trying to do that.
Oh, really? What do you need more of?
I just ordered some Royal Bash.
She should do the vending machine. Can you ask her?
20% off. I said we need a bully her into doing it. Everyone needs to.
Oh, maybe I'll do the post in the group saying if she signed up, would you buy?
There you go.
So I posted in the group about the printing company I want to sign up, and I said only like this post so I can screenshot it and send it to the printing company if you would buy from them.
How many people liked it?
350. I'm like, people, what do you want?
What do you want from us?
Then we have Kitchen Creations Farmington, and that's kitchen creations with tons of supplies as well. And this is why I'm saying get your supply list ready so you can shop at these vendies. Going to the next page. Excuse me, why the website loads.
The website is loading.
This is taking forever. Oh, now he's coming. Okay, we have Allison Allen from the Baker Tree. She's returning from last year.
Nice.
Core backers. They're sponsored the podcast as well, returning for their 3rd year. Kim with Mulberry Treats. I almost want to say this is her 3rd year.
I want to say so too.
We have Dottie from Sugar Dot Cookies. I want to say it's her 3rd year too.
I want to say so too.
Cookie Art Market. Now, this is Minted Prints, and they've come out with this really cool market to buy cutters. And I think there's a ton of options there. I'm really excited about that one. Busy Bakers with Nicole. We met her at CookieCon. How fun.
Yeah.
Sugar Dash Co. The Parnells. I love that they're husband and wife, and they just dominate because they do everything I say you should do at the Vendy Blendy. Bobby Barton. Bobby's Cutters.
I ordered from Sugar Dash yesterday because I needed some cutters. They have I think they had 1,300 listings on their shop.
You said that's what cookiers thrive.
Oh, yeah.
Big option.
I want you to think for me.
Right.
I want to see 3 different bottles in 3 different shapes.
Oh, great. Yeah, it really helps. Bobby Barton, Bobby's Cutters. You know her if you know the purple cookie cutter.
Yes.
That's great branding. Bobby uses it. Do a lot of cutter shops use the same colors?
Not as consistently as Bobby does.
She only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can sign up on our website for purple perks.
Oh, hilarious.
Yes.
That's great branding. Dare to Bake is, this is our first
Boxes. And it's her first year.
Great, great. We have Blue Honey Cutter Co. That's Renee. This is her first year as well, and she's a new cutter shop, so let's show some support there. Sweet Cutter Co.
Sweet Cutter. I just made a cutter from her.
Is it her first year?
No, second year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sweet Pink Olive? Third year.
Third year. Yeah.
One Smart Cooking Crafts. Now, I feel like I love this lady to death. I made a boo-boo.
What'd you do?
Yeah, I posted her announcement, but in the caption, I forgot to change the Facebook and Instagram.
How
So she's like obviously the most gracious person in the world. She's like, hey, just a little quick question. Would you guys mind changing that? So I said, I'm so
What
sorry.
was it before?
The company before, I just use these templates.
How dare you?
How dare me? But then I told her, like, hey, listen, a lot of people had saved the post because they save them to shop later. So I just edited the caption. I didn't repost. Hope that's okay. And she's like, my shop views went up 5x.
Oh, my soul.
Yeah, I said, nobody ever tells me that.
Yeah, we
Nobody
just
ever
flying.
reports
We're
back.
flying blind.
So I want you Vendies to know they're looking. And thank you for One Smart
Being
Cooking
grateful
Crafts.
for Heather
Sorry.
messing that up, not
I want to
Corey.
let you know last year how many of those I messed up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of information I got to wrangle. Wonderland Cutters. D Hall.
D Hall.
Second year. Brighton Cutters. Second year.
Second
Amanda
year.
Lasser. Rona's Cookies and More. First year.
First year.
Courtney Carey. Third year.
Third.
Third year. So I'm just saying to you on the fancy Vendies that we got people in their third year. That means they risked it for the biscuit.
That means the first year, testing. The second year, comparison.
Cashing in. Oh.
Third year,
retirement.
Yeah.
Okay, the Vendy Blendy. If you want a pendy for the Vendy Blendy shirt, search Vendy Blendy 2023. We should have used real words for this, but we didn't.
Heather did not.
No, it's too expensive to buy that domain name. So search Vendy. Did I have the redirect go to the website? Let me see. VendyBlendy.com. Okay, maybe not. Did I even buy that domain?
I don't think. Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Type in VendyBlendy.com and it'll take you to the group to request to join. Currently pending 3,265. My goal is to get that number up to 6,000, which is what we did last year. But when you request to join, I ask you who you guys want us to bully into joining. And
I love
answers
to
are great.
read people's answers.
Oh, yeah, they're great. And we have read someone said, I would like the cookery and bakery deco. Well,
well,
we got
well,
them.
hello.
So, yeah, that's what we'll be continuing to push people. And we're month away? No, month and 2 weeks away?
Yeah.
Wow, this year's flying by.
Flown by,
It's
really.
like over the weekend, the weather got the memo that we're at the end here.
Yeah, guys, the weather here.
It was cold this morning.
It was 58 outside.
Delicious.
65 inside my house. So
I
it was
think
freezing.
the weather today is going to kick the trees into switching colors.
They don't stand
They're
a
like,
chance.
we're green. Much like the Vendy Blendy pockets. So the Vendy Blendy will be one day only event, November 24th, starting at 12 a.m. and ending at 12 a.m. the next day. We'll be giving
I will be
away the
shopping.
super secret,
I will be shopping.
super secret door prize.
Door prize.
I'm only allowed to tell you the week of the Vendy.
I know.
And then we'll be giving away 2 of those bamboo carbon X1C printers, which again, I printed that cutter that I gave you today.
Yeah.
Stunning. I watched it from my phone.
Is there any issues on it? You know how you have a little bit of
No,
a
he's gorgeous. You know what?
Gorgeous.
Printed him in ludicrous mode.
ludicrous.
Uh-huh.
The one cutter I'll never use again. It's a one and doner.
It's kind of a seal plaque.
Yeah, but it's such a specific
Yeah, I know.
logo.
Yeah. Logo, right? Moving on. Do you want to go to text questions? I have 2.
2.
Thank you guys
Wow.
for texting in. I was getting a little scared last week. Hi, twins. This is my first time texting into the pod, so let's hope and pray this is the right number.
Nice.
Yeah, got it. This is 502 area code.
502.
This got so long as I was typing it. I'm so sorry. I've added some emojis for readability.
Oh.
And it really helps. These emojis are just walking me through this. One, I'm constantly amazed by how awesome you all are. Okay, feel free to text in again.
Wow.
This is not too long. The Vendy Blendy has been rip-roaring success in past years, but you're not just sitting back and waiting for it to happen again. The way you're promoting it and going after new Vendys is super inspiring. You know what? This is not a long time.
502?
Yeah. Where's the area
You
code?
never, don't let the character limits ever stop you.
Is this Meredith Parnell?
Is it?
It's signed Meredith, but it does not say. Okay, in number 2, in the past, it feels like the past few episodes have been targeted perfectly at me, and I'm I'm feeling it in my business lately. Thank you for the reminder that making mistakes is a sign of growth and that consistency is key. I'm teaching my first class soon and I have only sold 2 tickets. Crying face.
That's okay.
That was
all
exactly what our first class was like.
That was mom.
That was what when one smart cookie and crafts said. She was like, "You told us to make mistakes, and I can see you're doing it." You're being very nice. She said, "But," and this is now a star emoji.
Oh, nice.
And he's a bright star.
I love it.
But in starting classes, I've also learned how to use MailChimp. Shout out to the Cookie College course. This is not Meredith.
Yeah.
Gotten DIY kit orders from the Cookie Class Kits, which is a great upsell. And I found 6 new community groups to post in.
Oh
that's
my
gonna be huge.
goodness.
Right finger emoji.
Right
Pointing.
finger emoji.
Now I can focus on building my class audience, and I have practice class before the class of all classes season of Christmas. That's what Corey and I did, a dry run with her family. Their eyes were burning and their ears were melting.
We were giggling.
Yeah.
Giggling.
It did good. To sum it all up, I'm super appreciative of all you do, and I can't wait for the next pod to drop. I savor it each week, and I try to stretch it out over as many commutes as possible. Heart, Mary.
Oh my God.
That was
Good thing I showed up today at Heather's house and I demanded her let me in and let me on this microphone.
Give these people the podcast they want. Okay, that was very nice. Thank you so much. Please feel free to always text in.
Thank you.
And at least Meredith said, you know what, the first class?
Yes. A lot of people would quit after that.
A lot of people would say classes aren't for me. I made a meme for the podcast last week. I'm going to post it as soon as we're done with
Can't wait.
Hi, twins. A long time. This is a 530 area code.
Wow, 5s are coming in strong.
And we're at 571.
We're at 5.
For some reason, when I see a 5 area code, I'm like, Virginia. But you're not.
It's not.
Nobody is. Hi, twins. Long-time listener, second time texting in. So I'm happy to announce that I'm finally able and willing to fail forward and attempt a cookie class. This is also the season for cookie classes.
It is.
I was interested before, but I didn't have a venue, but I figured out a great idea. I asked my son's elementary school if I could hold a class there and donate to the PTA.
Nice.
Immediate yes from them. Plus, the principal can include my info in her weekly emails, and the PTA can blast marketing as well. I freaking love that. Once I purchase the kit, I don't have to worry about that stuff, making marketing images, baking and decorating samples,
etc. She took part of the cookie class kids?
Smart. Sounds like these are plants. I swear they're not.
They're plants.
I'm actually getting more excited than nervous to jump into classes because of the two of you. Thank you. I'm looking forward to that license to print money, especially since I'm a single mom and really could use the additional income. Oh, and I gotta say, I have a tween son too. And every time you ladies talk about Archer, the dynamics of raising him, plus having a super fun ex to work with, I commiserate with you. Labor of love when you're called bra instead of mom. Yeah. Okay, so I do have a question. At checkout, it asked me if I have a coupon. How do I get a coupon? Because Mama loves a deal. Thank you, ladies, for everything. Vicky from Boy Mom's Bakery in California. Vicky, great. There is a coupon code. I will have a coupon code come Vendy Blendy Day. That'll be the only sale we'll run all year. Right?
Right.
We do March 3 free, but I talk about that in March.
For the cookie college or for the class kit?
What I'm running for, not for the cookie class kits, but the cookie college will be, if you use these discount codes, you can make it cheaper than cookie class kits.
Yeah, you could get it cheaper and you could get all the extra.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I thought?
What?
So, Vicky, I'll post more about what our promotions are if you really like the cookie class kits, and then we'll have a couple more options for the kits and stuff come the end of the year. Really, the biggest discount is getting in the Vendy Blendy and the Cookie College that day because it brings everything cheaper than the Cookie Class Kits membership, and you get everything plus the Cookie Class Kits membership. So that will be the ideal time to sign up.
We'll have to nail that one up.
Yeah. I was thinking for our Vendy Blendy door prize, I'll print and laminate and mail all of the transfer sheets to one person.
I want to win! It's expensive to laminate, people.
I think I laminated 60 for you, and it was like $80.
Yeah, expensive.
So it'd be like by the Vendy Blendy, I'll have 100 transfers. So that'd be like $150.
Wow. That's a steal.
$152 value. I thought that'd be fun, so somebody could just get all the transfers.
Someone was like, if you did that, I would buy it. And I was like, there ain't enough time and money in the world for me to want to do that.
Would people buy transfer sheets for $150 laminated? But then we don't have profit factor on that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I would not.
You can laminate it. Lillian in the college did laminated it. You know what Rose Thomas, the Vendy Blendy, did? What? She's also in the Cookie College. She laminated every transfer sheet and mailed it to Cheyenne for her.
What an angel baby.
I don't know. Who hugged you? Did we get not hugged enough? Were Corey and I not hugging each other enough? Why are we not angels like you people? Take us now.
Take us now? Our forever. Hold your peace. Where were you going with?
Cookie college.
Take us now to the Cookie College. I was like, what are you talking about?
Sorry,
The Cookie College is me and Heather's baby child. We talk about it often. It's always growing, and it's just been a blast and beneficial to people's bakeries. What it is a month.
We are biased.
You told me to take them to it.
It's been a blast, and everyone's making miracles. Sign up today.
It's a monthly membership. You get access to these two. You get access to a private Facebook group.
But for right now, it's $76. You can sign up today, and I'll help you come the Vendy Blendy, get the grandfathered old pricing that doesn't exist anymore.
Yes.
We'll be dropping that down to $68 for one day. All right.
So let me just, because you're mumbling every time you say that. The Cookie College typically is $76 a month.
Yes.
On the Vendy Blendy day,
Yes.
you can get it for its original price, which we haven't seen for an entire year. It'll be $68 that one day.
Monthly, but if you sign up for the year, it'll be $680. But I'll include an additional free month, which brings the cost down to the 50s.
Yeah, but if you sign up for 68, it doesn't go up the next month. You're in
Your grandfather, I
68
cannot
until-
touch your rate until you cancel.
Until
In which
you
case,
cancel.
welcome back to 76. So that is what the Cookie College is. You can learn more about it at thecookiecollege.com.
The next course Heather's dropping is an email signature course.
Oh, a little 1% increase that I hear.
I
It.
know.
A lot of the college courses are 1% increases.
Yeah, and more efficient, saving time.
There's 70 classes, so it's 70% increase.
I just went through my email signature and revamped her.
You called me and asked me for help on
I
yours, so I
did.
revamped mine.
Oh.
If you email me, heather@sugarcookiemarket.com, my email signature includes a link to the Instagram and the last 3 photos.
Nice. I
Is
put
it too
my
chunky?
photo in there.
Oh.
I put my
Way to
photo.
be
Like, who's waiting for you.
egotistical.
Hello.
Well, mine's in there. Hasn't it? No, always been?
Yours has always had a
Yeah.
photo.
Hello. Hi. But that is the Cookie College, and we will be participating in the Vendy Blendy. This will be only our second year, but we've been running it for 3
I
years.
know, we didn't do anything the first year.
We're still trying to
We
figure out
lost
what
a lot of
we're
money
going
the first year.
Let's go to Swances.
Sponsors, AECOR backers. They are a part of the Vendy Blendy, but you can score an AECOR backers for 20% off now if you don't want to wait in line or you don't want your favorites to sell out at aecorbackers.com using code SUGARCOOKIE. The reason why we love them is because they're food safe.
Yeah.
They are matte, so they're not going to have a lot of glare when you take your photos.
Mm-hmm.
They are waterproof, so you spill the oil, you spill the chocolate is A-okay.
Mm.
They're rigid, so if you need to turn towards the light or the way from
Just
the
like
light,
Corey.
rigid. Of kept. Bright white.
Yeah.
But you can get that. I usually buy it in the 23 by 23 cake people. There is a size
Your
for
food
you.
unsafe. No food is safe around
No
here.
food is safe by me. Food is safe by Acor.
What's the code?
Sugar cookie at checkout.
Oh, the other day,
Yeah.
I was buying some,
Yeah.
and I was going to type in the code,
Yeah.
but she was running a 25% off sale.
I know.
And
Is
it
it going
just
on
honored-
today?
I
It was
know.
going on this weekend,
You
but I don't
think?
want to say what's today.
Okay, let me check my thing.
You bought one?
Yeah, for the admin we bribed to ban people. No sale today, I don't think. But if you didn't get the sale today, you can get the sale on.
Yeah, I would sign up for a newsletter. She likes to sneak those out. Those
Yeah,
sales
genius.
out.
I was like, and you know what I gotta say? Like, I gotta say thank you to her. No, it's not on sale today, but it will be on sale on November 24th for the biggest sale she runs all year. You know why she's an ethical lady? I didn't read anything, honestly, just added to cart and went
so
to check out. Just a wild animal beast. And it forced me into the bigger coupon code. She did not have to put it on her
Wow.
website. It forced me to 25% off. I was only thinking I was getting 20% off. But it said, no, you
Wow.
don't qualify for 20%. You qualify for 25%.
Beautiful lady.
No code needed.
Love
That was
her.
really nice of her.
Love her.
Love her. And then next up we have Bakety Bake. I'm going to try to bully her. Yeah. Okay. Let's just
Guys,
go
we
in.
all have to do it.
Yeah. I'm going to make a post in the group. If you would buy from, is that going to be mean?
Yes.
If
But we need it.
Okay.
Times
I'm
are
going to say if you
hard.
would buy
groceries
from
are
Bakety Bake,
expensive.
if she ran 20% off, like this post.
Yeah.
And also tell her you'll never buy from her again if she doesn't do it. Just
Say,
kidding.
I'd actually try it if it was 20%.
Yeah, that would be great. Anyways, she is a sponsor of the podcast. Bless her soul. You can get 10% off her meringue powder, which is called Royal Batch. A lot of people like it. I think we read in a couple podcasts ago, someone had given into trying it and said, I'm in.
Loved it.
And that is code Twins, plural.
Twins at checkout.
Do you think that one needs to be all caps? I'm not sure. Just type variations of it.
I've only capitalized it, and it's always worked.
Right.
I know. I used my shop cash to get the discount off of it.
Nice. And twins.
It made it under, I think it was like,
Who pays her? Shop cash?
I don't know. I think it's shop cash that does pay her. So if I buy something via the shop app, which is Shopify. Spotify.
Listening to them deals.
If I buy via Shopify with my thing, it will say like, oh, you've earned shop cash. So you can use the cash you earn on different shops that also partner with them.
Love it.
Love it. Last but not least, Eddie, you have my heart. And you have my corporate orders.
Yeah, you and Eddie had some lovely-dovey one-on-one time.
Missed. I even used him. Yeah, Heather knows I did this Top Gun order, and you know, like where like the target. I printed the other little plane. Printed it.
Yeah, so it looks like the guy's a bad shot because you didn't put the.
He was zeroing.
Yeah,
in.
Things you could have used him for the Stuart Weitzman. So Neiman Marcus had wanted the N&M, which is funny because that was not their logo. I had to Photoshop that.
N&M?
Yeah, it was Neiman Marcus. It's a whole word.
Yeah, they
you
only
asked for
wanted
the initials. That's not their logo.
I know. That's all she
said.
I know.
And Stuart Weitzman doesn't have an abbreviation either. I had to make that.
I know.
Weird. But Corey printed that on the ugliest boot in the world because that's what they wanted. But you said I was going to pipe them, but I said
if I pipe this, it'll be ugly. Than it already is.
But Eddie knocked him out.
Yeah, and they loved it.
It's pretty crazy how once you taste of Eddie, and if you're on the fence, he's obviously expensive. He's $3,000. But if you're on the fence and you've been a really good kid this year and Santa is got a budget,
I would not be able to do the corporate orders without him. And now I'm not even letting people have an option. I'm like, if you would like corporate orders, I am only using this printer, and I describe it. Someone was like, wow, I love the way you described it. I love that it prints directly on icing and doesn't use wafer paper.
Right. And that comes down to marketing. And, like we talked about in the last podcast, finding that audience that wants that. Yeah. Always finding them. They got a little target on your plane. Yeah. So Eddie will help you kind of get those. It is a really great tool. It cuts out the need for an airbrush all the time or a stencil. Yeah. But it is really great for time-consuming corporate orders. I don't think bakers understand. Small business owners don't care about cute. They want to see their logo on everything.
Yeah. I've been printing logos right and left. Yeah. Logos I don't even know the businesses it goes to.
No, that one, I don't think you know what I'm sending you to this.
I have no idea. I never asked her. I just said, yes, Eddie.
Dear money, spend. Yes? Okay.
I can do whatever shape you want.
So that is Eddie. You can learn more about him. I recommend just going straight to their Facebook group, Primera Printer Eddie's user group. So much inspiration there. So many ideas and so many questions and customer support.
I know. I cannot wait to see the Christmas Eddie orders I get.
Wow.
I'm a corporate girly now.
See all the money I'll get.
I can't wait
to see the money I'll get. How are you going to cultivate Eddie corporate Christmas gift orders? You almost have to make an example set.
I do need to make an example set. So what I'm going to start doing is not posting so much custom sets, but now start posting some of my Eddie order sets.
That is a tip to cultivate that audience.
Yeah, get them.
And I'd recommend posting that. And another thing you can do
I created a LinkedIn.
You did.
And just posting as an admin? Corporate. Need to.
When you get hack-a-wackled. I won't be there to throw you a life jacket. Are you using LastPass to manufacture your password?
I am.
You are?
I even went through, for some reason, Apple tells you when your passwords have been leaked on the dark web.
Really?
Yeah, oddly. It was like
genius.
I know.
Great.
I said, thanks, Apple.
Grapple.
Yours.
Grapple pie. No, this is Grapple pie. This is like, what does that truck say over there? And I said, well, the only thing I can use my Samsung camera for is super zoom. So look. There's a good way to stalk your neighbors. But that is our sponsors. Thank you so much to the sponsors. Without them, we would not be talking to you.
We would not have a podcast.
No. So they keep the podcast growing and going.
Do you have a Twinterest? Twinterest. 20 rest.
Usually we think about spending money when we come to the Twinterest segment.
Yes.
I don't think I've been very spendy lately.
You haven't?
No. No. Have you?
Have I?
Come on. You're a spendy fiend. Spendy queen.
A spendy queen. I don't think it's fun.
Really?
On anything new
that
I haven't. Yeah. Yes.
Darn it. Come on. Real quick.
I'm thinking. I'm really thinking.
Clean Felicia's cage.
That's not fun.
That's all I got going on.